welcome to the Breakbulk 1 show. I'm Leslie Meredith, your host today, and we are going to be talking about crisis leadership. We were all thrown into this crisis and suddenly found ourselves working from home. Some of us were able to fairly easily transition our responsibilities to the new environment. Others had to find new ways to get their work done. But all of us faced a tremendous amount of uncertainty with ourselves, our family, our friends, our colleagues, and uncertainty up and down the supply chain with facilities, cargoes, transportation. So it has been, I'm sure, a difficult time for everyone.
In terms of motivation and empathy, I have 2,500 salespeople that I'm looking after who are also used to be constantly on the roads. So we had to very quickly, from one day to the other, get them all into a home office and keep them motivated. And salespeople or business development people, they're used to be on the roads. So it was very important for us to really motivate them, keep them engaged. And the way how we did that was to really be very personal and very empathetic. So in every call, I start off with, how are you doing? And my personal mantra always was, you will not remember what somebody said to you, but you will remember how they made you feel. And if you saw my quote at the beginning, that is also the leadership takeaway that I want to share with everybody. I shared a lot of personal things. Everybody knows I'm currently working from a construction site because this is what's going on in my flat right now. I shared that I'm worried about my family in Austria and Ghana because I know that everybody else is also struggling with the personal and professional leadership.
The biggest priority for us and the biggest challenge right now for us as a company is, of course, the safety of our crews. They're flying all over the world, and for obvious reasons, there have been a lot of challenges recently. We assess every region we're flying to. We provide protective equipment for all of the crew members, and we hold regular medical checks and testings for all of our staff. And another important procedure, a new procedure that we had to implement since the beginning of the year, is the disinfection of all our aircraft before and after every single commercial flight, the full disinfection. While physical health is, of course, a very important subject, I think it's easy to forget and somehow even neglect mental health. And I think we can all agree that COVID-19, it is scary. And many people are scared and are struggling with anxiety and fear. And after we have started working remotely, it has not been easy for everyone at the beginning. We have not been used to working from home, and it was very unusual that we suddenly stopped traveling and seeing our colleagues. This is what Nicola mentioned in her speech as well. I'm in sales as well, so I know how it is, how tough it is, and how tough it is for all us who works on the road. And in my opinion, the role of every employer now is to create a certain stability and confidence for their employees. And this is what we are trying to do in Volga Dnepr, and this is what I personally do for my team.
Yeah, the challenges we were facing, were quite exciting because I had just started in my new role as director of Amsterdam and Muiden offshore ports, and 6 weeks passed by, and then COVID-19 was a fact. We are a member organization of parties that are active in the offshore energy, so that's offshore wind at sea or oil and gas in the North Sea Canal region. And for a member organization, of course, it's crucial to add value to your members. And we normally do this by organizing participations, exhibitions, company visits, lectures, network drinks. So basically all initiatives that are nowadays no longer possible. So we had to come up with a different approach. And what can you do in times of crisis or uncertainty? I thought it was crucial to stay in contact with your members. We wanted to know what was going on, how they were doing. and we also want to know if they might need some help. So we started very basic, but just giving them phone calls. We prepared a couple of questions that we would all ask them, and just started calling. And we immediately noticed that this was really appreciated by our members. People really valued the personal attention that we were giving them. But it also gave us a lot of valuable information of what was going on. We noticed that they find it very important to remain in contact also with each other, to know what's going on with the others. And we noticed that they had many questions.
Changed our business so much that we could rely on this remote expertise worldwide. So that helped us to focus, instead of focusing on setting up IT systems and everything, to focus on the bigger point the pandemic had on our industry, and that was that actually our colleagues could not go on board anymore to visit the ships. This had a huge impact on the regulatory setup of the maritime industry, because all the governments who are involved in these regulations had to adapt to the situation. And of course, there was a need to dare and see how do we make sure that the supply chains are kept on running. And as you know from governments, it's not so easy to change items, because there is a lot of risk and liability involved. So for us, it really paid off that we had already in our team a trustful leadership style, and that the colleagues are aware well about their decision framing. When do they need to involve like colleagues or also group leaders or head of sections, to make sure that if we had to adjust to the current legislation, that we make sure this is still in line and appreciated and accepted by all the involved shareholders.
Okay, good. Well, I hope that everyone here in this session has gotten some valuable information and advice. I'd like to thank our women for joining us today and sharing their stories and their thoughts about leadership in their respective businesses, and just, you know, as people in general. It's very important. I did want to tell you that we will be having a similar session for the Americas on June 23rd. So I hope that you will all come back and join us for that. Should be great. And meanwhile, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Leslie. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.